having regulatory clarity definitely helps. But it's not to say that all regulations could be good. We have to look at the specific regulation. Given the level of sophistication and maturity of the U.S. regulators, I do believe that having regulatory clarity will actually ease adoption.
That was Binance CEO CZ discussing regulation for crypto in late September. He's long been seen as a rival to Sam Bankman-Fried and has now floated plans for a crypto recovery fund. Now to the issue of potential criminality. Police in the Bahamas are working with the nation's Securities Commission to investigate whether there was any criminal misconduct in FTX's collapse. Let's bring in Yahoo Finance's Alexis Keenan, who's covering the legal angle for us this morning. Alexis.
Hi, Akiko. Yeah, so Bloomberg is reporting that Bahamian authorities, as well as legal enforcement authorities around the globe, they want to know why approximately $477 million in unauthorized withdrawals flowed out of FTX within 24 hours of the exchange, as well as its U.S. counterpart, FTX US, as well as 138 related entities that filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection on Friday. Why that outflow happened just within hours of that bankruptcy filing. FTX also issued a statement saying that to comply with Bahamian regulation, that they had begun to facilitate the withdrawals of Bahamian funds. But on Saturday, the Bahamas Security Commission, it said it had not facilitated that, had not direct those withdrawals of those funds, saying that they did not explain to FTX that it wanted to prioritize in any way those withdrawals for those particular clients. Now, beyond the jurisdiction of the Bahamas, there's also speculation that FTX, as well as its founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, could face criminal charges also in the U.S. The Wall Street Journal and Reuters both reporting that the U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan is looking into reports that FTX lent customer funds to Bankman-Fried's hedge fund Alameda Research, which Alameda then used to trade its funds. So without all of that, without customer consent, that if that is the case, and we don't know right now if that's the case, it would violate both U.S. securities law as well as FTX's own customer agreements that specify how the funds will be treated. In other words, whether the exchange will be able to lend out those funds and use them for their own purposes, or whether they need to be excluded and set aside specifically for customers to be able to withdraw and use to their liking. Now, legal experts say that gaining jurisdiction over Bankman-Fried as well as over FTX shouldn't be too big of a hurdle if there is just some minor contacts with the U.S. They cite things like emails that could have gone through the U.S., as well as even just banking transaction that touch U.S. banks. Also, Bankman-Fried known to have frequently come to the U.S. We've watched him talk to lawmakers. He's been on Capitol Hill for lengthy discussions over the years. So those things could all give prosecutors here, if there is something to go on, ability to gain jurisdiction over both. There is also an extradition policy in place with the U.S. and the Bahamas, where extradition is certainly possible.